Woo! You are under contract to buy your dream house. So why can't we move in tomorrow? So this video, we're going to break down some of the bigger jargon words, that come along with real estate between contract to closing, which is typically between 30 and 45 days from the day that you sign that contract to the day that you close your deal to make that house yours. So we're going to talk about 7 steps, aka or 7 big words, big things that have to be accomplished from the time that you sign that real estate contract to the time that you get to the closing table. And this is where I really find that a real estate agent is really worth the money that you pay for them, worth their commission, is because it is going to take a host of people. It is a huge collaboration to get to that closing table, and I think you're going to see that in this video and the steps that have to be accomplished all behind the scenes to get you to the closing table. Step number 1 is your EMD. That stands for your earnest money deposit. So once you've got under contract, generally you have 3 days as a buyer to get your earnest money deposit. That is your good faith amount, which is generally at least 1% of the purchase price, to the title company or escrow agent that is going to be holding on to this money. Your real estate agent is going to help you know how exactly to get that to them. And this money is essentially what holds you to your word as a buyer that you intend to buy this property. Step number 2 is making your loan application if you are taking out a mortgage for this property. So you've already done your initial contact with your loan officer. They've given you a pre-approval, and now is the time to actually say, now I'm ready to make this loan application. Generally speaking, you have 5 days after you have signed your contract to start this application. The loan officer is now going to do a deep dig with their team of underwriters, and they're going to be doing more investigation into your personal finances. They get real nosy. Just be prepared. So speaking of working with a host of people to make this closing happen, underneath your loan application, you are also going to have an appraisal on the property. So the appraisal and the home inspection often get confused, but an appraisal is actually ordered from the company that you're taking out a loan, a mortgage loan from. The bank hires the appraiser goes out to the property and does a valuation of how much that house is worth. They are not there for you as the buyer. They do not look for what is wrong with the property. They simply go out, use comps and the condition of the property, what it's made of, how many square foot it is, the size of the lot, to determine whether the amount that you're willing to pay for it is a good investment for the bank. They report straight back to the bank, not to you as the buyer. All right, another thing that you are going to do for your loan officer is you as a buyer are going to get a homeowner insurance policy on this new property. If you're taking out a loan, you cannot buy the property, you cannot close on it until you have it covered with an insurance policy. All right, major category 3, and that is inspections. Here is where your realtor is going to be at the forefront in ordering you a home inspection within their network of providers here. You as a buyer are going to order a home inspection outside of closing. This is something for you as a buyer to ensure that the home is what it says. So this home inspector is going to go into the house, turn on every appliance, every water, flush every toilet, turn on the dishwasher, climb through the attic, get on the roof. This is your deep dig into seeing what exactly that house offers you. Does it need repairs? Is there something that's not functioning? This is where you're going to find it out, and this is where the repair, generally you can use this home inspection to request repairs from the seller. Additional inspections that you may have to undergo from the contract to the close are your WDO, which is a wood destroying organism inspection. This looks for termite infestation and or wood rot around the house. house. This is especially important if you are taking out a VA loan. You have to have a free and clear WDO inspection. Additionally, you're going to have a permit inspection. Typically, your title agency is going to run this report for you, looking for any permits that may be opened on the existing home. For instance, if you put a new roof on your home, you have to take out a permit with the city to do that, and then upon closing of the job, you have to close out that permit. So you cannot pass on title with any open permits on a property. All right, the fifth big step is your title agency. Title is like this really big out there word, and they do so many things for us, but let's just say your title agency is the end of the road. You have hired a title agent, which is a real estate lawyer, to help make sure that all of this legal documentation comes together, generally under one house. Some of the things that your title agency is going to do for you is do a title search on the current ownership of the home, the entire history that this property has ever gone through. Your title agent is going to find that for you. They're going to make sure you have a correct survey, meaning boundaries of the property. So any future disputes that come under your property, you've got a survey. And they're going to order title insurance and provide that for you. They're going to give you a title commitment before close, title insurance after close. And basically, this is like any other insurance policy. If your property comes under dispute at some point, you have paid at closing for this title insurance with this title lawyer. And this is what you're going to refer to if any disputes come up about your property. All right, the sixth terminology that you need to be aware of is a HUD settlement statement. This is a document that your lending agent, your loan officer, has to provide to you as the buyer and the seller 3 days before closing. And what it states is every single financial to the penny dot that is going to be exchanged from the buyer to the seller, seller to the buyer, expenses and credits. It's going to be there for you 3 days on this HUD settlement statement. Most people, this is your favorite and most important document that you see through the whole process. And finally, step number 7 is closing day. Again, your title agent, your real estate lawyer that you have paid is your closing agent generally. You are offered to go to their agency, or you can do a mobile notary and or a online closing with this title agent. And they are guaranteeing you that they have put eyes on your entire transfer of title and deed of this property from the seller's name to the buyer's name, hopefully free and clear title with no liens, no permits open. And at least if there is, you are aware of them as a buyer when you sit down at that closing table. Now, everybody's going to sign the document. It's going to be notarized, and that property has not fully closed. It's not fully yours until all the funding has been received into each party, and then the documents have been taken and filed in the county. So this is the big picture. All right, so it is a lot. There is a lot of big jargon and steps to be taken with terminology that the layperson has really never heard when it comes to closing a house in real estate. Again, this is from the day that you sign the contract to the day that you actually sit down at the closing table. And this is really where I think that value comes into having a real estate agent who has a team put together that works seamlessly together, calls, texts, emails almost on a daily, and know each other really well, so that when you get to that closing table, you have nothing to worry about, and you have 100% confidence in your new property being free and clear sold to you. I'm Stephanie Lankowski. I am a residential real estate agent here in Destin, Florida. I work with Jennifer Kneppley at Taylor Allen Properties, and we love to post videos about our area, about Destin, Northwest Florida, and our beautiful beaches, our favorite places to eat, have a glass of wine. We have a lot of fun together. If you've enjoyed this, we post new videos almost every Thursday.